Yo, welcome back to the 2K simulation series where we reset the NBA back to 2009 and we've been simulating ever since. And now we're in the 2018 offseason, coming off the Thunder winning 7 out of the last 9 NBA finals that we've done. We've only simulated 9 seasons and they've won 7 of them. Nothing surprising with the big 3 that they've had in simulation. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Player retirements. We got Pau Gasol finally retiring from the Heat. The Heat are just going to completely drop off at this point. They were contenders for the whole series, but they never really got anything done and accomplished. And now Dwayne Wade's going to be regressing, and Paul Gasol does retires. So hate to see that. Kendrick Perkins is out of here. Mo Williams, Kyle Korver. And those are really somehow only the super notable names. Vince Carter gone with the Cavs pretty early. No, the Thunder lost Solomon Jones. They don't have a chance anymore. No Hall of Famers. Let's go ahead and look at the draft lottery. And the T-Wolves get the first pick, then the Magic, then the Celtics. The Celtics are already a really good team. I think they got the 3rd seed due to like injuries last year or something. They have the 3rd pick and the 17th pick. Wow. Yeah, the Celtics can get even better, and they're already one of the best up-and-coming teams. So let's see how this draft goes. Here we are in the legendary 2018 NBA draft. Almost as legendary as the 2017 one, but still a fantastic draft nonetheless. DeAndre Ayton lined up to go number 1, followed by Marvin Bagley, who was taken number 2 by the Kings because the Kings are a joke of a franchise. You got Luka Doncic, who got picked by the Hawks in real life. Trae Young by the Mavericks. Of course, that trade, absolutely blockbuster trade. Even when it happened, it was just super big. Like you almost knew that both of these players were going to be a big deal. Jaren Jackson Jr. in the trade or in the draft. Mo Bamba, Colin Sexton, Steph Curry's younger cousin Mark Curry has made his way into this one. Wendell Carter, Michael Porter, Amari Spellman, Kevin Knox, Mikhail Bridges, Shea, Mitchell Robinson, DeAnthony Melton, a whole bunch of crazy good names, and the list goes on. Miles Bridges, Lonnie Walker. Just a very stacked draft class, and we're gonna go see who goes where. And with the first pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select DeAndre Ayton. He was pretty much the consensus number 1 at this time. Nothing too surprising coming out of Arizona. And the T-Wolves have a young core up and coming. The Magic, I don't remember anyone that's on the Magic. They have not been relevant at all, but they get Luka. Just like that, they're relevant. Luka goes number 2 instead of number 3. They said, we're not going to make the Kings mistake and pick Marvin Bagley. We're going to go take Luka now. And with number 3 in the Celtics, while they are a young and up and coming team who could use this pick, Marvin Bagley is probably the best prospect in their eyes. In 2K Sims eyes, but they should probably pick Trae Young here, and they get Marvin Bagley out of Duke. Maybe he'll progress into being something better than he actually is. And we'll go over to the Lakers at number 4. Not a good team. They don't really have anyone, but now they have Trae Young. Got to start building around him. They do not trade this pick for Luka, so at least their names won't be tied together for the rest of their lives. Poor Trae Young. Brooklyn Nets are on the clock for number 5, and they get Kevin Knox. I thought they were going to trade it. That would have been interesting. And here are the Bulls going on number 6, and they do trade their pick. Bulls trade the number 6 overall pick and Tristan Thompson for Nerlens Noel and Tobias Harris. Okay trade. I don't think the Bulls are in a position to win now necessarily, but they do have an aging Derrick Rose, and they probably do need to start making moves to win now, so I don't hate it. I mean, Tristan Thompson and Nerlens Noel are practically the same players, so you're just trading your first overall pick for Tobias Harris, which isn't the worst thing in the world when it's the 6th one, right? I said first overall, right? I meant 6th overall. Raptors are on the clock, and they get Colin Sexton. I think the Raptors, they just made the NBA Finals last year, but it was a complete fluke Cinderella story, and so at least they get a legitimate player that they can build around with Paul Millsap. Going over to the Suns, who do have a good team. They were just injury-ridden last year, and they get Jaren Jackson Jr. to add, that's such a mouthful, Jaren Jackson Jr., to add to the team. And with the Blazers get Shea. Shea goes way earlier than he does in real life. Well, not way earlier. He went 11th in real life. For some reason, I thought he went later than that. But Shea goes to the Blazers instead of the Hornets. And with the 9th pick, the Mavericks, who I think they still have Dirk. Well, no, Dirk is a free agent this year because he signed a 1-year deal and he didn't retire. So they may still get Dirk. So they may try to win now and trade their pick. As I'm saying that, they trade their 9th overall pick for Andre Bloch and a first in the future. Try to win now with Dirk Nowitzki will probably be his last year, and the Knicks are the team who traded up for it and get Michael Porter Jr. They're already a great up-and-coming team, one of the best. Them and the Celtics, I would say, are the best up-and-coming teams, and they get Michael Porter Jr. to try to improve it, and I think those are the super big names in the draft. Lonnie Walker did go 10 to the Sixers, Mo Bamba to the Spurs, Steph Curry's little cousin goes to the Cavs, Wendell Carter to the Nuggets, Mikhail Bridges to the Jazz, Mitchell Robinson to the Hornets. Yeah, a lot of big names getting drafted in this one. A pretty fun draft class. I like whenever the draft classes are action packed. I think it's crazy that, the 2018 draft was only, 4 years ago. And, there's players in there that are already like superstar, all NBA level players, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's pretty rare to see, a draft class that's only 4 years old have that much talent in it. So very excited to see how this progresses in real life and in this draft class. And we're going to go look at the free agents. Nikola Yokic, a 23-year-old restricted free agent from San Antonio. He'll definitely re-sign, but cool to see his name up here. Dirk went down only 2 overall. He's an 88 now. Probably going to re-sign with Dallas. He's been with Dallas his whole career, and we'll see how that progresses. You got Joel Embiid up here as a restricted free agent from Portland. They're going to re-get him and Jabari Parker. Not a whole lot of big unrestricted names besides Dirk and DeMar, really. And I guess if you want to call Michael Beasley a big name. So probably not a lot happening in this free agency, but we'll go ahead and check it regardless. Trevor Ariza goes to the Nuggets. Draymond to the Kings, but Draymond's not that good in here. Rockets get Joe Johnson, who's completely fallen off. Yeah, Draymond never really progressed in anything in the simulation, which he's a second-round pick, so no one thought he was going to. Very big surprise when he was, this All-NBA caliber player. Jeremy Lamb re-signs with the Nuggets. They haven't traded him yet. When he signed with there, I remember saying, he's going to get traded. They have not traded him, even though that's all Jeremy Lamb has been his entire career, is a trade piece. Danny Green to the T-Wolves. It's probably not that good, though, only making $2 million. Roy Hibbert finds a new home in Boston after being traded 837 times in his career. Mikhail Bridges goes to the Spurs. That's not Mikhail because he just got drafted. I was about to have a lot of questions. I should probably take Miles Bridges out of the simulation after what's going on in real life. But yeah, he just went to the Spurs. Hopefully he has a shit time. Lou Williams to the Cavs, teaming up with LeBron. Eric Gordon to the Celtics. Celtics still getting better. I feel like the Celtics are going to win it in the next couple of years. DeMar DeRozan goes to the Pelicans on a major deal. Darren Williams goes to the Clippers on a major deal. He leaves the Nets. And Dirk signs with the Grizzlies out of nowhere for a year, $43 million. Huge overpay. But the Grizzlies are going to try to win it all for Dirk's most likely last year. Zach LaVine re-signs with Warriors. The Heat re-sign Nick Stauskas. Marcus Smart goes to the Bulls again. Julius Randle re-signs with the Pacers. Clint re-signs. Joel re-signs. Jabari Parker re-signs. Yokic re-signs. And Andrew Wiggins goes to the Nuggets. So there are some big names moving around in the offseason. We'll go ahead and go over the contenders to refresh your memory on who we're looking at. And I feel like it's only right to start with the Thunder, coming off of their NBA Finals win from last season. KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, you know the drill. But now they have Brandon Jennings as a sixth man. They don't have a big. They got Thon Maker playing and Marty Carroll playing, which are okay players. But while this team is super stacked, I mean, they have 390 overalls and one was a 99. Like, they're obviously beastie. They don't have much depth. They're starting to lose the depth that they had this whole series, which is a good sign because, maybe they'll fall off. KD is a free agent next year. James Harden is 2 years. KD and Russell Westbrook are free agents next year. So unless they get a contract extension, they may go somewhere else. We'll see how that goes. You got the Blazers, who are actually up and coming with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and Devin Booker. They made the conference finals last year, got upset by the Cinderella Raptors. This Blazers team is legit. They really are. You got the Warriors with Curry, Anderson, and Bargnani. I think they just signed Bargnani. And Zach LaVine, who they just gave a massive extension. Unless he re-signed. Yeah, he did re-sign. Nurkic on the team. The Warriors are fantastic. They're a very good team. The Bulls did get better. They got this Dejounte Blair guy, Derrick Rose, Lonzo Ball, and him with Nerlens Noel. They're okay. I feel like they'll have some diving chances. And the Cavs, they really only have LeBron, Aldridge, and McCollum, and they haven't been able to get it done with these guys yet. LeBron's regressing, Aldridge is regressing. My thought is they're not going to get it done. The Celtics, one of my favorite up-and-coming teams in the simulation. You got AD, Gobert, Harrison Barnes, De'Aaron Fox, and Marvin Bagley. I mean, super young guys. They're gonna have bird rights on all of them. They can keep all of them if they want. De'Aaron Fox is about to come up on his contract extension, and yeah, this team is just gonna be beastie. The Clippers now have Darren Williams and Blake Griffin. They lost whoever their second guy was. Damian Lillard never progressed in this, by the way. That's depressing. They lost whoever their second guy was with Blake Griffin. I forgot who it was, but yeah, I mean, they're not leading the punch anymore. And the Grizzlies are probably one of the better teams. They got Dirk Nowitzki on his last year with Paul George and Markelle Fultz. They got a big three in Memphis. Maybe they'll give someone a run for their money. Who knows? Josh Smith is still injured with his torn right Achilles, so he probably won't win DPOY again. You hate to see it. I was rooting for him. The Heat completely fell off as we expected. They're paying Dwayne Wade $47 million to be an 82 overall. And, Carmelo Anthony's just here wasting his career. They've been giving it a go. They just could never get anything going. The Hornets are decent. Bradley Beal, Jimmy Fredette, and Jeff Green. The Jazz are pretty good. They were a Cinderella story early in the series, but they've progressed. They got Drummond, Love, Terrence Williams. I mean, that's a big two with a decent core piece. They don't really have much of a bench though, but they've been giving people problems in the playoffs. And the Kings are starting to fall off a little bit after being a huge up-and-coming team for a long time. They got John Wall, Rudy Gay, and Derrick Brown, and they're only young players like Cedi Osman and Jordan Bell, so they're not as good as I thought they were going to be, so that's a little unfortunate. John Wall never got his MVP. And the Knicks, yeah, the Knicks are definitely one of these teams. They got Cat, 92 overall, 22-year-old Cat, going to be one of the best players, in the NBA history by the end of his career. They got Mike Conley and JJ Redick to go along with him. They definitely got a good chance of going deep in the playoffs. And the Nets, of course, a great team. They got Kyrie and Brook Lopez. They lost Darren Williams, unfortunately, though. And the Pistons still got DeMarcus Cousins and Kawhi Leonard. The Cinderella Raptors, I might as well bring up. They got Michael Beasley, Paul Millsap, and Tristan Thompson. They're not very young. They do have Colin Sexton, which is an okay pickup. But yeah, I mean, it was just a fluke year last year, right? I mean, Cinderella stories happen. And my Rockets, the Spurs got Nicola Yokic, Porzingis, and Dion Waiters. They have a big three. And those are all your contenders. Really a lot of contenders. Really about like 8-9 teams that might actually go all the way this year. Of course, the Thunder are still the favorite, but I will see you guys at the end of the season. What did I say about those New York Knicks? Cat wins MVP as a 22-year-old. He might be 23 now. Excuse me. In his fourth season, he wins MVP. That is disgusting. 1.5 steals and 2 blocks a game. Almost in the 50-40-90 club as a center. The guy is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. DeAndre Ayton, Rookie of the Year. Nick Stauskas, 6th Man of the Year with his Heat. LeBron James, DPOY. Wow, we actually see LeBron win something. He got an MVP when we started doing this. What was that, 2009, 2010 season he won the MVP? Or maybe that's the 2010, 2011 season. Regardless, I mean, he's never made, oh, I'm stupid. He has made the All-NBA first team 4 times. I mean, I guess 5 because that 2006 does count because we started 2009, right? Okay, so he made it 5 times. The DPOY, he hasn't done anything in a long time. I mean, he made the All-NBA team 4 years ago, the first one, that is. But, I mean, it's kind of sad to see. We got Dennis Smith Jr. is the most improved on the Bucks. Pretty big improvement for the Bucks. All-NBA first team, we got John Wall again, Blake Griffin, AD from the Celtics all the way up here. Of course, Cat and Steph Curry. Never mind. I was going to say nothing surprising on the second team, but Jabari Parker making an All-NBA second team after, making the third team All-NBA last year as, a nobody practically. So that's pretty crazy. Derrick Rose finding his way to the third team. Nothing surprising about the third team, though. Nothing surprising about the defensive team, as well as the defensive second team. AJ Price, I'm pretty sure he does not exist, but he made it. That's pretty cool. Good for you, man. Get your grind up. Let's take a look at the trades from during the season. Joakim Noah and Tobias Harris get swapped. Joakim Noah back to the Bulls. They paid a first to get Tobias. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Josh Smith gets moved. Of course, he missed the whole first part of the season with that Achilles tear that had him out part of last season. And Andre Iguodala goes to Atlanta. Let's see if the DPOY God can do something in Philadelphia. Serge Ibaka gets traded for Thaddeus Young. Serge Ibaka has been on the move recently. Chris Bosh and Steven Adams get swapped for each other. And those are all the big trades, to be honest. Nothing, ground shaking, earth shattering, or anything like that. But it is what it is. And let's go ahead and simulate the first round of this playoff run. The Knicks get upset as the first seed again. That is insane. I don't know if they had any injuries this time. I forgot to check injuries, but regardless, that's ridiculous. Let me go see if I could do that. The Pelicans get eliminated as well, but that is no surprise. Notable injuries include Kawhi, Joakim Noah, Otto Porter. Yeah, JJ and Andrew Bogut were out. I still don't feel like you should lose to the 8th seed, even if they are the Celtics. That is crazy. Regardless, Celtics moving on. The T-Wolves eliminated. They're a decent team. The Hornets are decent. The Bulls are decent. The Nuggets are decent. And the Kings are decent. Wow. Wizards eliminated. Not going to say anything about them. And we're going to go ahead and simulate to the second or the third round immediately. The Magic are out of here. Not too good anyways. The Spurs and Nicola Yokic are going home. The Celtics finally eliminated by LeBron. LeBron is in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in a fat minute. And the Golden State Warriors get eliminated by the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Trailblazers are the first seed, and this is a pretty spicy playoff matchup. Let's go see what's going on with the Cavs and Detroit. We got LeBron James and LaMarcus Aldridge with CJ McCollum against Kawhi, Dario Saric, and DeMarcus Cousins. A pretty evenly matched series. That's exciting. I don't know how they were 4th or 6th seed or how they made it this far. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this Portland and Oklahoma City series. And of course, the Thunder have the leg up. Looks like they got Aaron Gordon. And of course, they have their big three intact. But the Trailblazers are so all around. You got Booker, Batum, Ben Simmons, and Embiid. And Ramon Sessions is not bad at all. It's going to be a pretty good series. Of course, the Thunder are a favorite to come out on top. As you see, Detroit wins the first game in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Portland takes game 1. Detroit game 2 in that series, Portland game 2, and it looks like we could have 2 sweeps on the horizon, but the Thunder, of course, are not going to let that happen. The Detroit Pistons are looking to sweep LeBron James, and they do it. LeBron James does not make an NBA Finals. Can't say I'm surprised after how this has gone. The Portland Trailblazers and the Oklahoma City Thunder up next. 2-2 going into game 5, and the Thunder come back from down 2-0, and let's see if they can close it out here in game 6. First quarter, the Thunder have a small lead, and going into halftime, the Trailblazers blow this game out of the water and take it from the Thunder, and it looks like we're going to be going to a game 7. And who do the Trailblazers have again? They have Booker, Batum, Simmons, Embiid, Ramon Sessions, and Darren Collison. This team is so deep. So we're going to see if they can take a dub. Looks like approaching halftime, the Thunder have a small lead, but into the fourth quarter, the Blazers take it back, trying to upset the reigning NBA champions. 9 minutes to go. Going to go speed it up a little bit, and the Trailblazers take Game 7. They steal it from the Thunder, to be honest. That's incredible. The Blazers are going to the NBA Finals, and 2 teams we haven't seen in the finals yet. That's pretty exciting. This is actually the 2019 NBA playoffs. I didn't even realize I've done these too many consecutively. Anyway, the 2019 NBA playoffs featuring the Portland Trailblazers and the Detroit Pistons. Of course, in real life, this is Kawhi's year, you know what I'm saying? Kawhi wins it all, but this time we're going to see who takes the dub. Trailblazers beat the Pistons 1-1, 2-1 Blazers, 2-2, 3-2 Pistons in a pivotal game 5, and let's see who could take game 6. Blazers trying to close out the series, and in the third quarter, the Pistons are up 10, approaching the fourth. 6 minutes left in the fourth, and the Pistons are up by 8. It's closer towards the end of the game here, and the Pistons take it home. We're gonna have a Game 7 finals between the Pistons and the Blazers. Last game, Cousins went off for 33 and 16. The Trailblazers just being, the well-balanced team that they are. Is this how it's been every round or every game? All right, 3-3 Blazers Pistons. Let's see who can take it. The game to win it all. 2019 NBA Finals. Let's go. Halftime, the Blazers won it. I mean, they won. I mean, there's no debate about it. That is insane. 137-89, and the Pistons got demolished. And your Portland Trailblazers are your 2019 NBA champions. Joel Embiid gets his finals MVP. Hey, I guess Embiid and Ben Simmons work. I feel like people were just hating, you know what I'm saying? I do want to highlight real quick while I was looking at this. John Wall is a beast. Like, look at his stat sheet. His career stats: 31, 27, 27, 32, 32, 28. And you look at his assists, I mean, 8, 8, 8, 10 and a half, 11 and a half, 10, 9. Like, this guy is a double-double machine, and he plays defense like no other. I don't know how John Wall hasn't won an MVP. Just had to give the man a shout out since his Kings have been garbage. But what's new for the Kings, right? Anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. Next video, we're going to be hosting the 2020 NBA playoffs, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.